Online therapy, or online counseling as some call it, is a relatively new option for obtaining help for mental health issues, with a growing body of research supporting its effectiveness. If you're considering online therapy, please watch this entire video to learn about the advantages and disadvantages of online therapy so you can make the best choice for yourself. Online therapy means receiving help for mental health issues via the internet, by video, phone, live chat, or email. In practice, most online therapists also offer therapy by cell phone or landline. Video, phone, and live chat therapy occur in real time by appointment. Email counseling does not, but rather involves an exchange of emails over time. The main point is that online therapy occurs at a distance, rather than with the client and therapist in the same room, as is the case with traditional therapy. I provide traditional therapy Monday through Thursday at my day job, and then offer online therapy in the evenings and on weekends through my online practice, Serenity Online Therapy. So I am intimately familiar with both online and traditional therapy. Online therapy is not intended to replace traditional therapy, but rather offers additional options and certain advantages and disadvantages compared with traditional therapy, which I will now discuss. Advantage number one. With online therapy, you can engage in therapy from the privacy, comfort, and convenience of your home or wherever you are if you have internet access or a phone. As one female client exclaimed during phone therapy, "This is so cool. I'm sitting here on a Sunday morning in my pajamas with a cup of coffee having therapy." Advantage number two. You can engage in therapy with the same therapist even if your job or lifestyle requires you to move around a lot. One female remained in therapy with me even though her job required her to live in New York, then Denver, and finally in Oregon. Another male client lived in Ohio but worked on the road 90% of the time and was still able to attend regular therapy sessions by Skype video. Advantage number three. You can work with an English-speaking therapist from your own culture even if you live or work in a non-English speaking country. About 25% of my clients are Americans working in places like South Korea, Russia, Nepal, Saudi Arabia, and other countries where finding a competent English-speaking therapist may be impossible. Advantage number four. You can engage in therapy even if you're homebound, have no reliable transportation, or live in a remote area where traditional counseling is unavailable. I worked with an elderly woman who was wheelchair-bound and very grateful that she could receive therapy by phone. Advantage number five. Live chat therapy and email therapy, which are done through text, are great options for some persons in special situations. For example, I engaged in live chat therapy with a deaf woman, email counseling with a sailor on a ship off the coast of Japan, and email counseling with a young woman traveling the world as a chef on various yachts. Advantage number six. Live chat and email therapy provide a complete transcript of each session, which can be reviewed as needed. Many clients tell me they review their transcripts, especially during tough times, which is one reason they prefer text therapy. Advantage number seven. Many clients tell me they chose online therapy because the distance makes it feel less intimidating. They say things like, "I've been in traditional therapy before and it's so much easier to open up in online therapy." Often such clients begin with email counseling or live chat and then progress to phone or video therapy as they become more comfortable with the process. Advantage number eight. Some clients tell me they chose online therapy because it feels more private and confidential, because they would feel stigmatized walking into a mental health facility. Advantage number nine. And finally, online therapy is a fraction of the cost of traditional therapy if paying out of pocket, which is good news for those who do not have insurance or who don't want to use their insurance because they're not comfortable with an insurance company knowing their business. And for some who are okay with using their insurance, the cost of online therapy turned out to be cheaper than their required insurance copay. Okay, so now let's talk about some disadvantages of online therapy. Disadvantage number one. The scarcity of nonverbal cues such as body language, facial expressions, and voice tone, particularly with live chat therapy and email counseling, is the biggest disadvantage, although phone therapy and video therapy can help overcome some of the problems inherent in distance therapy. Still, this important difference in the decrease in nonverbal cues compared with traditional therapy is why I always screen my clients carefully. They must complete an extensive questionnaire, the same one I use at my day job, before I will agree to meet with them. I know this requirement loses me some clients, but I want to be sure online therapy is appropriate before accepting a new client. Persons who are chronically unstable, destructive, or self-destructive are not appropriate for online therapy, so I encourage them to contact their local mental health centers and even offer to find contact information for them if necessary. Disadvantage number 2, insurance companies will rarely agree to pay for online therapy. I can think of only one client in 10 years who was able to submit claims for online therapy and receive reimbursement, and she was a lawyer. Thus, if you have decent insurance, online therapy will probably be more expensive than your insurance copay. Disadvantage number 3, you must be careful to make sure that your online therapist is who he or she says she is. There are people out there offering online therapy or counseling who are not licensed to do so. I post a photo of my current license as a professional mental health counselor on my website, along with the phone number of the state board that licenses me for anyone to verify. Disadvantage number 4, sometimes technology disrupts therapy. A thunderstorm or electrical outage can cause a session to end abruptly, which can be frustrating for both of us. This does not happen often, but when it does, it is disruptive. Disadvantage number 5. And finally, online therapy does pose some risk to confidentiality. However, most records are now online, so the risk of intrusion by hackers or unauthorized users is universal and not limited to online therapy. I use Skype video, phone, and live chat for online therapy, which is always encrypted, thus minimizing the risk of eavesdropping. I hope this video has helped you understand the risks and benefits, pros and cons, and advantages and disadvantages of online therapy, so you can make an informed choice about whether online therapy might be right for you. If you found this video helpful, please click the thumbs up button. And if you want to hear more from me, then subscribe to my channel, Counselor Carl. I will be publishing a new video every other weekend. And if online therapy interests you, then visit my website, serenityonlinetherapy.com, to learn more about me and the services I provide. And finally, keep paying attention to your life. Until next time.